how to stop eating your meat. I want you to implement just this one method and strategy. I'm going to have a few more pointers, but for this first one, I want you to implement this strategy into your arsenal, into your repertoire, in your defense against all of these distractions and degeneracy stuff that you have online, or whatever it is coming across in front of your face day to day, bombarding you, whether you're going out to seeing this. But this works especially well if you're unwillingly being exposed to it. And it's just saying, no thanks, I'm good. When you're, for example, when you're coming across something like some baddie online or whatever, like you're scrolling through, right, on TikTok, and some stuff does pop up and it does catch you off guard, and it does kind of snap you into like hypnosis where you're like, oh damn, and you're lusting over her. You know what I mean? Like you're fantasizing about her, or you're saying whatever, you're saying all these things, oh damn, I would, and all this sort of stuff. Whatever it may be, whatever stuff, there's so much garbage on there, it doesn't have to be like sexual content. It could be any sort of distraction, but you get what I'm saying. Like if there's some baddie that pops up, you're almost under like hypnosis, like you don't even realize it, like you're not even self-aware. So if you say no thanks, I'm good, physically and mentally you're just like being aware and just being like hang on, whoa, hang on a minute, I've got things to do, I've got better things to do than this, and I've got my purpose and my my goals to achieve, to attack. I've got life to go live. I'm not spending my time fantasizing about this. I've got to remain focused. And that's what this is just so good at actually achieving. It is so effective in snapping you out of it and just being an actual consistent line of defense. I've used it countless times and it's helped me countless times. I can't stress enough how effective it is, and it has helped lots of you guys as well that have seen these past videos. So another thing is that when you're in front of a screen, like you got to understand like the common motif when you give into your desires and when you give into temptation, and that's when you're in front of a screen, whether it's in front of your phone or your computer or whatever it may be, right? The motif is that you're in front of the screen when that's happening. So whenever you're feeling stressed and you're getting tempted or whatever, right? You can back away, just getting away from the screen. It sounds so simple and dumb, but that's really the solution, right? Like you're not gonna be as tempted if you are not like looking at this stuff online on your screen, right? And sometimes if we're not unwillingly, being exposed to it, we are willingly going to channels, specific creators that post content with some sexual stuff or some degen stuff, right? And that's gonna, that's gonna tempt us, right? It's gonna have that effect on us, right? But if you're just backing off the screen or whatever, just going for a walk is incredible. There's something missing in your lifestyle, and if you cover a few of these things, it's a lot easier to just be chill, right? And not have that stress when you're in front of the screen for long hours. Just going for a walk outside, just getting a little bit of physical activity, even if it's just walking, right? It's more than enough. So having that outside sun, fresh air, physical activity, human interaction, whether it's just your friends, family, a stranger, it could be anything, just any human interaction. It's going to make you feel less of that loneliness, you know what I mean? Because I get it, we're men, right? Like that just comes with the territory. There are some fucking moments where you can be so fucking lonely, right? So if you just interact with somebody, have a quick chat, boom, you're good, you're sorted. And working on your passions, or working on your like a hobby, like something that you actually enjoy, something that actually brings you joy, then you're gonna feel a lot better, and you're gonna find that you're not gonna be anywhere as interested and like stressed and like lonely, that stressed, lonely, desperate type of energy where you're just you kind of got like that low morale, and you're just like, oh man, fuck it, like you want to do something that makes you feel good, right? And that's where I think a lot of the struggle comes from, a lot of that addiction comes from, where it's just so hard to actually break, that grip it has on you, right? And couple that with the fact that it has that grip on your attention span as well, when you're seeing it all the time online. You really gotta find out the sources of where this triggers are coming from and eliminate them. You know what I mean? So that's some more tips and strategies and methods that are really good, and you can just slowly phase some of this stuff out, and you find that it's a lot easier to stay on task. It's a lot easier to keep that energy, that life essence for your work, and like for things that actually matter and actually have value, instead of just wasting it away. The last thing I want to talk about is the 3 steps of change. So you've got the goal, the system, the steps needed to actually achieve that goal, and the identity. For example, if you're a smoker, the goal is to quit smoking, right? So the system to actually achieve that goal would be decreasing the amount of cigarettes, wearing patches, nicotine gum and stuff, and just slowly stopping, or you know what I mean? That's like a strategy that people use, right? But where we make the mistake in this change is that we only focus on the goal. We might focus on the systems a little bit, but we always hyperfixate on the goal, and we just think it's just gonna magically just work itself out. You know what I mean? So that's why the 3rd step is the most important step, and that's the identity change. Because let's say I'm a smoker, that is part of my identity, and if the reason why you can't quit it is because it's still part of who you are. How can you change something that's like part of who you are? You have to mentally make that shift and use language as well, of you're no longer a smoker who's addicted, who's trying to quit. You're not a smoker at all. You must change your identity. You're not a smoker. That's not you anymore. Eliminate it from your identity. It's not part of who you are anymore. So I'll give you an example. If you're out and about and someone offers you a cigarette, if it's part of your identity, you'll reply like, "Oh no thanks, I'm trying to quit," right? The identity is still the same. Instead, you should be saying, "Oh no thanks, I don't smoke." You see that difference? It's such a small difference, but it's that small change in identity that is everything in actually changing and maintaining that change, right? And this works not only for bad habits and addictions, but also for building good habits as well. If you're trying to become something, be that thing now, right? Makes sense? But yeah, anyways, if you need actual help in finding the right path or whatever, consider doing some one-on-one consultation with me personally, but only if you're serious. If you're gonna half-ass it, don't even bother. If you're really serious about getting your life on track, consider that. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.